Theodore Elijah Burton was a Republican politician from Ohio. He served in the United States House of Representatives and U.S. Senate. Early years. Born in Jefferson, Ashtabula County, Ohio, Burton attended the public schools, Grand River Institute, Austinburg, Ohio, and Iowa College, Grinnell, Iowa. He graduated from Oberlin College in 1872. He studied law in Chicago with Lyman Trumbull, friend of Lincoln, and Senator of the United States for 18 years. He commenced the practice of law in 1875, becoming a prominent attorney in Cleveland. His first public office was member of Cleveland City Council. Career. He was elected to the House of Representatives for the 51st United States Congress in 1888 from the Ohio 21st District in Cleveland, but was defeated for re-election in 1890. He was not the Republican nominee in 1892, but was nominated again in 1894 and won election to the 54th United States Congress. He was re-elected 7 times, serving in the House until 1908. He was noted for his work in preserving Niagara Falls and for opposing wasteful waterways projects. President Theodore Roosevelt appointed him chairman of the Inland Waterways Commission in 1907 and the National Waterways Commission in 1909. He also sponsored the legislation authorizing construction of the Panama Canal. He opposed wasteful spending in general, and despite his background as a corporate lawyer, he resisted the influence of big business. In his first term, he co-sponsored the Sherman Antitrust Act. After his re-election in 1908, he was elected to the Senate and resigned his House seat. He served as chairman of the Committee on Rivers and Harbors. He did not seek a second Senate term. Instead, he moved to New York City and worked in banking for several years. In 1916, he was considered a possible candidate for president and received 77.5 votes on the first ballot at the Republican National Convention. In 1920, he returned to Ohio and was again elected to the House, this time from the 22nd District. He was re-elected to the House in 1922, 1924, and 1926. During his later House service, he was appointed by President Harding to the World War Debt Funding Commission in 1922, and was chairman of the United States delegation to the Conference for the Control of International Traffic in Arms at Geneva, Switzerland, in 1925. As president of the American Peace Society, Burton hosted the First World Conference on International Justice in Cleveland in 1928, attended by 13,000, including world leaders. In 1928, he did not seek re-election to the House. Instead, he won a special election to the Senate for the unfinished term of Frank B. Willis, who had died on March 30. He served in the Senate from December 15, 1928 until his death on October 28, 1929. Black Tuesday was October 29, 1929. Personal life. From 1900 to 1912, Burton owned a country residence in Dover, Ohio, which had been built in 1838 by Thomas and Jane Hurst. The house was recorded in the Historic American Buildings Survey in 1936, and commemorated by an Ohio historical marker in 2002.